Morning, Trainiacs. Today we're talking about
Hey, no, Taren, come on, man. This is my video. Let's get into some questions for you.
touche.
Where should we see this in 5 years' time? We see this social media. You're kind of elevating for the layperson, and you're bringing it all and breaking it down into a way that we can all kind of understand and kind of get on board without just seeing Jan and Daniela Reef and say, how am I ever going to even start this sport? But you're bringing it bit by bit. And I remember Lionel asking this question a few days ago. We can bring this to a really high level sport, which is, internationally renowned, like, the Tour de France or something. Do you think that's possible? Do you see the same vision? Is that why you took the jump from finance, you think?
No, very, very much not. I am a bit of a Debbie Downer on triathlon, actually. I think that triathlon as a whole is going to have a hard time becoming a mainstream sport. It's very inaccessible. It's really expensive. It's very hard for the average person to think that they are going to swim 3.8 kilometers. But what I do think is growing, and the shift that I'm buying into, is the idea that there are more people in the world that are wanting to challenge themselves in something. So maybe it's a triathlon, maybe it's a trail run, maybe it's a swim run, maybe it's a cycling event. We're seeing more and more people want to feel like a badass and feel challenged. And we see Peloton giving all those people an outlet to do it. Give them a half an hour workout every single day that is just brutal and makes them feel like they're accomplished, and the rest of the day is a success just because of what they did in that 30 minutes. That's more what I'm focusing on, as opposed to thinking that Ironman can become mainstream, because I actually don't think that it can be. And if we look at the search volume, the search traffic online, the numbers that occasionally Ironman themselves release at conferences, it's kind of shrinking or plateaued. And what we do see exploding are things like Spartan races, Color Me Rad races, adventure racing, silly kinds of races. And it's the same sort of people going around all of them. So if I buy into that psychographic of more people want to feel like they have a more fulfilling life because they're able to challenge themselves with sport, that's what I think I'm buying into, as opposed to triathlon specifically. I think triathlon specifically is in a very precarious spot because it is sort of plateaued, and the only company that is really the dominant player is just one company that is on very unstable financial footing, which makes for a very risky industry. But I think the attitude of humans is not going anywhere, regardless of what happens with triathlon or with World Triathlon Corporation or Spartan or whatever it is. Humans are going to be more powerful than any one of those brands, and humans want to be challenged. Humans want to feel a sense of difficulty and challenge and feel like they are improving. So that's more what I'm bought into than anything.
No, they've done some races recently where, Lucy Charles and then have just run on treadmills, jumped in the pool, and hopped on a stationary bike in competition.
Oh, like a super league.
Yeah, Super League.
Super League.
That's a
Super
small
League.
Super League.
Oh, that I think is really cool. Yeah. I think that for triathlon to go more mainstream, I think that it needs to have the image of being more challenging without being more challenging. So you look at Spartan, it seems like this massive thing because people are jumping through frigging flames. People are like, oh my God, they're jumping through flames. Holy smokes. And look at that Instagram photo. It looks super cool. But it's really, you're kind of just shuffling for an hour or 2 hours or whatever it is. Still very challenging. No disrespect to Spartan people, but I think it's a little bit more accessible because you just need a pair of shoes and a headband. I think if there's a way that we can make triathlon more accessible without dumbing it down and making it feel like it's a Mickey Mouse version of a triathlon, I think that's how it could go more mainstream. And that might be something more like the Super League format where it's a pool and treadmills on the side. Something like that. I've thought about this a lot for the last 4 years and I don't really have an answer. And I think a lot about how we can make triathlon bigger, and I don't really have an answer to how we can make it cool, but still being cool in the sense that it's something that people want to put a picture of themselves on their profile picture with, while making it so easy that like your auntie can come in and be like, hey, yeah, sure, I'll do it with you on the weekend without much training. Yeah, I don't know how we do that, but I think Super League might have something going there. Hey everyone, Taren Gazelle, otherwise known as Triathlon Taren here. I'm the founder of Motive, and we help motivated humans, people like us, regular humans that have day jobs and families and real life commitments, live a more fulfilling and challenging life by going out and attempting feats that they didn't think that they could, typically with endurance sports, whether it's running, triathlon, or cycling, maybe swim runs, whatever endurance adventure you want to go on, we can help you do that.